What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about lighting, specifically how I naturally light my videos, because my room actually doesn't get that much light during the daytime. Now, just to be clear, this is not my room. I'm in a room right now that has a lot of natural light. But I will show you my room in a second here, and you will see that it actually doesn't get that much natural light, and so I kind of have to work around that with using artificial lights as well. But in my opinion, I do really like this like natural light look. You know, a lot of the tutorials you'll see for artificial lighting on like YouTube and stuff, it's like this really cinematic looking 3-point lighting setup, and honestly, in my opinion, I think it just looks really serious and professional for what I'm doing. When I like to do these kinds of vlogs and on my Instagram videos, I like to keep it more natural. It feels just more organic and chill. But I understand that there are a lot of people like me that may not have access to a lot of natural lighting. So I'm gonna show you how I use my artificial lights to emulate that natural look. But for now, while I'm in this room that has a lot of good natural lighting, I guess I'll kind of talk about how you can use natural lighting and sort of how I like to set it up. So right now, I just kind of have my tripod set up right next to this window right here. And I have it sort of just on the side of my head here. That just kind of gives your face some nice contrast and shows a little bit more detail, rather than just doing what I see a lot of people do, where they just put the light head on and they think, oh, it lights my face, that's perfect. But as you can see, I lose a lot of detail and it doesn't really feel kind of cinematic or light any sort of mood when you set your lighting like this. So I do like to have it on the side of my face. And then of course, it's always good to have some sort of like background lighting as well. Because as you can see, this part of the room is pretty dark, and when I have it set up here, it just kind of makes the background look a little bit dull. So if you don't have any like natural lighting in the background, a lot of people like to use just like a nice warm colored lamp or something in the background like this. So yeah, just to give you guys a little bit better of an idea, up close here you can see nice contrast on my eyes. You see a lot more detail in my face here. But if I shift the camera over here to where the light source is directly hitting my face, you lose a lot of detail and the image just looks a lot more flat, and it's just honestly not a vibe. So yeah, look for that contrast. So yeah, try and find that contrast. Try to get the natural lighting source to the side of your face. Doesn't really matter which side, just pick your good side, I guess. But yeah, so that's how I like to work with natural lighting. And if you have access to good natural lighting, as you can see, it's just very easy. All you kind of have to do is just position your camera at the right angle and boom, your scene is well lit. But now let me show you my room, which is usually pretty dark and doesn't really have very good lighting, and how you can use some artificial lighting to sort of replicate this look. So as you just saw there, I just removed my ND filter. So I pretty much have my camera on its brightest setting right now. That just kind of gives you an idea of how dark it is in this room. But I am also using artificial light. Now, this video is not sponsored or anything, but I am using the Pano 60C by Amaran. I just picked it up last week actually, and so far I've really been loving this light. It's super compact and doesn't even weigh about like 2 pounds. It also comes with a nice little travel kit for taking it on the go. And one of my favorite things about it is this softbox. So you can see this is just a standard 60-watt LED panel. It has full RGB and a temperature range of about 2500 Kelvin to 10,000 Kelvin, and it's also plenty bright. But the thing about LED panels is they often emit a harsh light. That's why I was really happy to see that this comes with a softbox, because lighting is very expensive and I really don't have the budget to go out and just buy a bunch of lights. So when I need an LED panel for like background lighting and stuff, I have one, but it's also a big enough size and it's got the softbox, so I can still kind of use it as a key light to help expand my natural lighting. So basically what I'm doing is I'm still following the same principle. I have a little window right here to the right side of my face, so I'm giving myself that contrast. But then I set my LED panel up on this little cubby here, and I set the temperature to try and match that of the outside natural light, and sort of use the LED panel as a way to sort of expand the window. And as you can see, it doesn't do that much, but it does sort of help to light me up just a little bit more, almost as if I just have a bigger window right here. Now, I can make it a lot brighter, but the problem I have with that is the light can get kind of harsh because it is still kind of a small light. And so even with the softbox, having it at 100% brightness can kind of create some harsher shadows and highlights. But really the biggest thing is just making sure that you have a light that can match the temperature range of a window nearby, and then having some sort of softbox to help soften the light. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't have access to any natural light whatsoever, or you just have like no windows in your room, or the windows tables maybe are awkwardly placed and you can't really set up a camera there. If I were to try and light my room completely artificially with just a light, I would definitely invest in a bigger key light, because right now I have my window closed and I'm just using the panel light, and you can see it does look pretty artificial. This is mainly due to just the size of the 60-watt panel light. Amaran does make a 120-watt light that is slightly bigger. However, I've never used it, so I'm not going to say that that would be a good option if you didn't have any natural light source whatsoever. I think at that point you would be better off investing in a real softbox key light, which if you're on a budget, they do have like $40 ones on Amazon. That's actually what I used when I started out for a while, but beware, they are not very good quality, and mine broke after about like 4 or 5 months of using it. When it comes to this camera gear stuff, it really is important that you invest in good quality things. So I wouldn't really recommend buying a cheap light, because if it just breaks on you, then you're gonna have to buy another one. But I would definitely recommend spending the money on a good light from good quality brands like Amaran. Again, not sponsored by them. I just really don't know that much about different lighting brands out there. So definitely do your own research. But so far, I have been pleased with my experience with Amaran. However, if you are getting into content creation and you don't have a very big budget and you are thinking about whether you need a camera or a good microphone or good lighting, this kind of goes back to my first video, but I would definitely put your money into good lighting and good audio before a nice camera, because honestly, my nice camera feels pretty useless without those two things. But yeah, anyway, that's how I light my videos. Now it's time for me to go eat some lunch and go to the gym, because I've got a bunch of UGC videos I still need to make later today, but I need a little bit of break from creating content right now. And we are in the kitchen. Now, I'm still trying to figure out this whole like YouTube video thing, to be honest, but I do kind of want to incorporate like a little bit of my personal life into these vlogs as well, because I do really like just filming and sort of documenting my life. And honestly, I have a lot of different interests. I love talking about content creation and different gear, but I also love things like working out and going outdoors. And one of the cool things I find about longer form videos like YouTube is that I can sort of mix those things. Today's lunch, this chicken parmesan I found at Harris Teeter. Now, I know what you may be thinking, microwave meals, come on, seriously. I know, I'm kind of lazy today. Normally, I actually do really like cooking, but I saw this in the store and it's not a frozen meal, so I thought I'd give it a try. Plus, it has supposedly 57 grams of protein in it, and recently one of the big things I'm trying to do with my fitness is track my protein intake. I feel like that's one of the things that I haven't actually taken seriously in my fitness journey. My daily goal right now is about 150 grams of protein. I currently weigh 145. Not exactly sure how much lean mass I actually have, but I think 150 grams of protein is a pretty good number. And honestly, hitting that much protein is kind of tough. And so I'm just looking for any way I can to maximize protein intake. Another thing I've decided to start eating is canned tuna. It is packed with protein. Now, I actually do like tuna, but I've never really just eaten tuna straight up or like eaten it out of the can. Honestly, the only times I really eat tuna is when I go to Japan and I have like a tuna mayo onigiri. Those are so good. And actually, for the longest time, I thought they were chicken and mayonnaise, because if you read the label, it says shi chicken in Japanese, and I don't know why, but I never really registered the C part. I just saw chicken, and so I was like, oh, chicken onigiri. And then it was like my second time going to Japan, I kept going to the store looking for chicken onigiris. And I was so upset because I couldn't find them anywhere, until I walked into a 7-Eleven and I finally decided to like read the label on one of the tuna mayonnaise ones and noticed that it said shi chicken. And so I was like, wait, maybe that's what I've had. And I tried it and I realized that this whole time I've been eating tuna mayonnaise onigiris. That sounded super American. I've been eating tuna mayonnaise onigiris and I didn't even realize it. So yeah, I actually do like tuna. This one's like chili flavor though. My friend recommended it to me. He says that you can just eat this stuff straight up. So we're gonna try it, see how it goes. Anyways, I'm running out of storage on my camera, so I'm just gonna eat this chicken parm and go for a lift. And I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.